Hello everyone, I am Saranvel. In this video, we are going to see my future ready talent internship project. The project name is Cardiac MRI Image Segmentation using the Microsoft Azure. So in this video, we are going to see what are the Azure services I am going to use, and I am going to demo of my project. So first, this is my Jupyter notebook file. I am just going to show to you. So this is the Jupyter notebook file, and is the implementation. My project is fully on the Jupyter notebook file. So you can see this is my Jupyter notebook file, and you can see this is the Microsoft Azure portal. So let's see what are the resources I have created till now. So this is the resource I created now. I am using the free trial Microsoft Azure subscription. After that, I have used one machine learning resource, which is called my first project. So after that, I am going to create a storage account to store the data in the storage account. So this is my storage account. So I'm going to home. So after that, now I'm going to open the machine learning resource. So now opening the machine learning resource, I am going to launch the ML Studio. This is my ML Studio. So I am going to start the Jupyter notebooks. This is my notebook, and I have already loaded my project here. So you can see this is my project, as you can see already seen in the GitHub same. So go to this page. This is the same project. I just cloned here. So you can go to that aml.pipeline, the Jupyter notebook file, which you open. So this is the Jupyter notebook file. So before that, to run this notebook, I need to turn on the compute. So I'm going to compute, and which is currently stopped. So I'm going to start this, and my compute is now running. Now we can check again. Yeah, it's compute. In my compute is starting. On that time, we are going to my notebook. This is my notebook. We just scroll it, and now the compute is starting. We just wait to start the compute, and now you can see that my compute is running here. You can see this is my compute engine, and it is running here. So if the compute engine is running, I can easily run my Jupyter notebook. So I'm going to first run cell. So it's executing. Yes, executed. After that, I'm going to specific what are the pipelines in the SDK imports. So this is the SDK imports. After that, I'm going to initialize the workspace. As you can see, I have initialized the workspace. This is my first project, and the files is my resources, and my location is the Central India. So I am going to print the details. After that, I am going to the compute targets. What are the targets in my workspace? This is the workspace. This is my workspace. So after that, I am going to make a compute engine to run the Jupyter notebook. So this is the another compute engine I just creating to run this train the model. I found a existing computing engine, so it is using the normal existing compute engines. So after that, I am going to run the training config files. So running, yeah, it's run. After that, I am going to creating a step in the pipeline. So first I need to create a step line. Before that, I am going to tell that where is the project folder. So this is my project folder is the base folder. So after that, I am going to initialize the pipeline. So my pipeline I can initialize with the script the train.py, which is available here. You can see the train.py. So I defined the functions for the every functions and classes. As you can see that this is the defines function definitions. So after that, I'm coming back to the YAML pipeline Jupyter notebook file. So this is done. After that, I am going to build the pipeline. So it's executing. Pipeline is built, and now after that, I am going to validate the pipeline. So pipeline validation is currently executing. Please wait until the validation is completed. As you can see, the validation of the pipeline is done. So after that, I am going to submit the pipeline. So submitting the pipeline involves the creation of the experiment object and the building the pipeline for our submission. So I am going to just run the cell. So I'm going to submit my pipeline. As you can see, the pipeline submission is done and is successful, and you can go through this URL and you can see your Azure DevOps project submission is running, and you can see the pipeline is just running. So after that, you can come back to the Azure ML pipeline. So after that, you can see these are the steps. So this is the running status. Okay, so after that I am going to run the details in the pipeline. Okay, the run details is done. After that I am going to initialize the pipeline. Oh, it's running. As you can see, this is the run details pipeline. The training is running. So after that I am going to, as you can see, that this deployment also you can see in the Microsoft Azure Learning Studio. It's loading, and this pipeline is also currently running, and the training part is queued, so because I haven't completed the training yet. So after that I am going to complete the training. So the pipeline is running. As you can see, the training is running. We need to wait until the training part becomes finished to deploy our models. So now we can wait for this page until the deployment is completed. It may took nearly 6 or 7 minutes to complete the deployment of the training, so we can just wait. It's around 5 minutes. It is still training the deployment model, so you can see the training is running. So, and you can see the logs also there. This is my training logs, and my status is still running, so wait until the status will become completed. So it's around 5 minutes. Let's wait. And now you can see the running process is completed, and if you can go to the portal, the running status. So this is my deployment, and the running is shown here. So you can see the training of my deployment is the training of my machine learning model in the deployment server is done. If I train the model, it can directly show to that. So you can see the training process is finished, and see my logs also. This is my logs, and the run is completed. The status deployment is completed. So after that I am going to preparing the data. So I am going to import the required modules. Yeah, it's done. After that I am making a TensorFlow dataset. I have already done this converted the TensorFlow my image dataset into the TensorFlow records, TF records. So and I have put it into the data folder, which is called tf.records. So you can see the train images .tf records and the validation images .tf records, because the tf.records is a very simple binary format for the which is very useful for the TensorFlow. We can easily, simply and run it the data. So I am going to run this cell. Yeah, my path is located, and after that I am going to pass the data to provide its schema. So like that I am going to change it. The data types, classes I am going to change. It's done. So after that I am going to run the future description and what are the sizes of my data set. So I'm going to just print the sizes. It's running. So you can see this is 234 into 26 pixels, and now you can see it is doesn't like represent image. It's just showing the pixels only, not like showing that it is one dimensional or two dimensional like that. So now we are going to make the function. So take it like to change the complete image pixel. So I'm going to run this cell. So after running this cell, we can make the, now we can see this. So now we can shape the pixel of the image. Now it is 256 into 256, and it's resized, and it is an one dimensional images. So after that I am going to make the buffer size and batch size. I am going to make the buffer size as 10 and the batch size as 1. So after that I am going to make the training data sets and some variable names. So as you can see, this is my input shapes like that. After that I am going to visualize the data set, what is my in the image. So I am going to write the function, and I am going to run the function. So when the function is called, it can print the image. As you can see, this is the input images, and this is my label, which is labeled by my model. So you can see this label thing. So after that you can again run this, and you can get the different labeling. So as you can see, this image labeling and this image labeling is you can see some slightly differences in the both one. So after that I am going to create the model. So I'm going to run some definitions of the functions. So run. So I am going to use the unit convolutional neural networks for the biomedical image segmentation, which is an special machine learning model algorithm, so which is useful for the mainly useful for the image segmentation purposes. So I am going to create the function to implement the things. So this is the unit architecture, you can just see it. So after that I'm going to run the functions. After running the functions I'm going to make the TensorBoard callback. So after that I'm getting a variable called model to the get the models. Now I'm going to train the model. So I have trained the model for the 30 epochs. So just training, and we can wait for the model to complete the training. So you can training steps, as you can see the training is running and its accuracy is coming up to 94% and it's going increasing. We can wait until the training process is complete. Currently the 4th epoch is running. Currently the 14th epoch is running. Currently the 24th epoch is running. We will wait until the 30 epochs complete. And you can see this is the last epoch, 30th epoch. It's running. We can wait until this epoch is running. So it's now, I think is the 30 epoch is done. So as you can see I am getting an accuracy of 0.99%. So on the with the F1 score with this 99%. Okay, this is my the machine learning model accuracy. So you can see this is my the sample prediction, which is after the 30 epochs, and you can see this is the my input image, this is my the label, and which is the predicted label. As you can see the label and predicted label is as much similar to the both the terms. As you can see this is the my project. So I'm going to predict the what are the slight similar changes in the images, MRI images we can detect using this labels. So that's why I have chosen this project. So after that I am going to plot that my training process. As you can see this is my the training and validation losses. As you can see the training loss which is equal to the validation loss, so it is equally merging. So that as we can see, you can that's it my project.